Lecture 4: Knowing the Internet. After learning this lecture, students will be able to describe the basics of network and internet, classify the network into different types, identify ways to connect to the internet. What is a computer network? Hi everyone! Today, we'll learn about computer networks. A computer network is when two or more computers are connected to each other. Why? To share things like files, resources, or to send messages electronically. Isn't that cool? These computers can connect using cables, telephone lines, radio waves, satellites, or even light beams. Types of networks. Now, let's talk about two types of networks. Peer-to-peer network. The simplest network is called a peer-to-peer network. It happens when two computers are directly connected using a cable. Think of it like two friends holding hands to share things. Easy and simple. Client-server architecture. But what if more computers are involved? That's when we need a client-server network. In this type, one central computer, called the server, helps all the other computers, which are called clients. The server shares resources like files, programs, and data with the clients. It's like a teacher giving books to many students. Advantages of a network. Why are networks important? Let's look at the advantages. You can share data easily. You can share resources like printers or files. Networks allow central control of programs and data. They help with storage and backup of important information. Networks save power by sharing processing power. They make it easy to manage responsibilities and permissions. Wired versus wireless networks. Did you know there are two main types of networks based on how they connect? Let's compare them. Wired networks use wires or cables to connect devices. It's like connecting a computer to the internet using a cable. Wireless networks use electromagnetic waves or infrared signals. This means no wires. Your Wi-Fi at home is a wireless network. So, wired networks are like using roads for cars, while wireless networks are like flying through the air. The Internet, a network of networks. Finally, let's talk about the Internet. The Internet is the biggest network of networks. It connects computers from all over the world. By 2023, more than 5.3 billion people were using the Internet. Wow, that's a lot of people. To connect to the Internet, we use something called an Internet Service Provider, ISP. These companies make it possible for us to browse, shop, and talk to friends online. In Pakistan, examples of ISPs are Wateen, Y-Tribe, Storm, Fiber, and PTCL. how to connect to the internet. Hey there, friends! Today, let's learn about how we connect to the internet. There are two main ways: dial-up connection, broadband connection. Let's explore both of these in a simple way. Dial-up connection. First up, we have the dial-up connection. It uses a telephone line and a modem to connect to the internet. But here's the thing. It's very slow. It has a speed of only 56 kilobytes per second. That's like walking slowly when you're in no rush. The good part? It's cheap. But because it's so slow, not many people use it anymore. Broadband connection. Now, let's talk about the broadband connection. This is what most of us use today because it's super fast. It's like running instead of walking. Broadband comes in different types, like DSL, digital subscriber line, fiber optic, cable, satellite. With broadband, you can use the telephone and the internet at the same time. That's why it's so popular. Dial-up versus broadband connection. So, what's the difference between dial-up and broadband? Dial-up is slow and uses telephone lines, but it's very cheap. Broadband is fast and allows you to talk on the phone while browsing the internet. Broadband wins for speed and convenience. And that's it. We learned about two ways to connect to the internet: dial-up and broadband. Most of us today use broadband because it's faster and better for our needs. Keep exploring, stay curious, and see you in the next lesson.